President Joe Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden are hosting Japanese Prime Minister Kishida Fumio and his wife, Mrs. Kishida Yuko, at the White House today for a official state visit. It is a whole-day event that began this morning with the official arrival ceremony on the south lawn of the White House. Present at that event was also the vice presidents and members of the Biden-Harris administration cabinet, the Secretary of Defense, Lloyd Austin, and the Secretary of State, Anthony Blinken, were also present to welcome the Prime Minister to the White House. After that event, the two leaders held a bilateral meeting in the Oval Office for several minutes and followed by a joint press conference with the media. During the press conference, the two leaders announced several initiatives and deliverables between the two countries, including strengthening their military alliance, economic partnership, and people-to-people, strengthening their people-to-people relationship. Among the deliverables that were announced today is the initiative strengthening their joint working together on artificial intelligence and developing a AI research institute, as well as investment also. They also announced that two Japanese astronauts will be traveling, joining the Artemis program, which is headed by the Vice President Kamala Harris, and the two Japanese astronauts will travel along with U.S. astronauts on the moon.
When I became president, I said that the United States would rebuild the muscle of our democratic alliances, and we stand shoulder to shoulder with our allies again, because our alliances are America's greatest asset. The relationship with Japan is powerful proof of that investing in our alliance and raising our collective ambitions will yield remarkable results. Over the last 3 years, the partnership between Japan and the United States has been transformed into a truly global partnership. And that's thanks in no small part to the courageous leadership of Prime Minister Kishida, and I mean that sincerely. Together, our countries are taking significant steps to strengthen defense security cooperation, are modernizing command and control structures, and to increasing the interoperability and planning of our militaries so they can work together in a seamless and effective way. This is the most significant upgrade in our alliance since it was first established. I'm also pleased to announce that for the first time, Japan and the United States and Australia will create a network system of air, missile, and defense architecture. We're also looking forward to standing up a trilateral military exercise with Japan and the United Kingdom. And our AUKUS defense partnership with Australia and the United Kingdom is exploring how Japan can join our work in the second pillar, which focuses on advanced capabilities, including AI, autonomous systems. All told, that represents a new benchmark for our military cooperation across a range of capabilities. On the economic front, our ties have never been more robust. Japan is the top foreign investor in the United States. Say that again. Japan is the top foreign investor in the United States. And we, the United States, are the top foreign investor in Japan. Nearly 1 million Americans work in Japanese companies here in the United States. And to name just one example, a few months ago, Toyota announced an $8 billion investment in a massive battery production facility in North Carolina, which will employ thousands of people. Prime Minister is going to travel to North Carolina tomorrow to visit that project. Don't stay. We need you back. They'll probably try to keep you. He also affirmed the science and education ties between Japan and the United States. Those ties stretch up to the moon, where 2 Japanese astronauts will join future American missions, and one will become the first non-American ever to land on the moon. and they reach into the high schools and universities as well, where the Mineta, Ambassador Mineta's program exists, named for our dear friend Norm Mineta. We're going to invest in new student exchanges, help train the next generation of Japanese and American leaders.
Japan is the largest U.S. trading partner. So this visit, as senior official told the media during preview, has been in the work for a while now. Last year, when Japan held the G7 presidency, they hosted President Biden and the First Lady, Dr. Jill Biden, in Japan during the G7 meeting for a state visit. Japan also is one of, or for our audience in Africa and also in the diaspora, Japan is one of Africa's also largest investor. Last year, the Prime Minister Kishida traveled to 4 African countries to strengthen alliance. He traveled to Egypt, to Ghana, to Kenya, and to Mozambique, where several investments and partnerships were announced. Later on today, there will be a state dinner in the East Room. Yesterday, the First Lady gave a preview of what to expect at the state dinner. This partnership, this trade relationship between the two nations have significant impact, not just for the G7 alliance and the Indo-Pacific alliance. It has significant impact for the U.S. As well as for Africa, which we know that a lot of nations right now are focused on strengthening their trade, their economic relationship with African nations. Next month, the president will welcome the president of Kenya and his wife, the First Lady of Kenya. President William Ruto will visit the White House. The first African president to visit the White House to be welcomed for a state visit in several years, even decades. So we're looking forward to that event next month.